Howdy, folks. Time is precious and oh so fleeting. Yet we have so many interesting people to meet and remarkable things to see. Join me, won't you?
It's the ultimate Cleveland show.
It starts now. Oh, hey everybody. Welcome to the Ultimate Cleveland Show. I'm Mike Polk Jr., and as you can see, the holiday season is officially upon us. You can tell just based on this stock footage here behind me, because we are really phoning it in today. See, every week we share with you a cobbled-together compilation of some stories I've done in the past, which is pretty unambitious in itself. But I at least normally introduce the pieces to you from downtown or from some event or something. But this week I'm just sitting in front of a green screen in my basement, and we are rolling Thanksgiving stock footage behind me on a loop. Sincerely, see? This is really low impact even for us. But see, that's okay because we are now very much in the holiday season. And as we all know, this is the time of year when everyone at your workplace just organically starts doing the bare minimum amount of work, and your office just essentially becomes an aimless ghost ship until the second week of January. That's the American way, and who am I to question that? So this works for me. Hey, look at that! That footage is definitely Thanksgiving related. Really gets the point across. This is a particularly special holiday for me here at WKYC because ever since they made the curious decision to hire me a few years back, I've been producing an annual Thanksgiving segment featuring some of our brightest on-air WKYC superstars. We've now met up for 4 consecutive turkey days to engage in various holiday traditions, and it seems only appropriate that we should begin this show by taking a look back at our inaugural gathering. Allow me to properly greet you. Hello, Colleen Harding, the president of the Cleveland School of Etiquette. Thanks for joining me.
Thanks so much for having me.
As you know, Colleen, the holidays are coming up. They're upon us. It means a lot of sitting down with each other and having to show proper etiquette. I want to ask you a little bit about just some things that people get wrong typically at gatherings like these.
They may show up late or show up with individuals that have not been included in the guest list.
I've brought friends to places before unwelcomed, and I've learned that the hard way. Elbows on the table. How do we feel?
When there's food, no elbows. However, when food has been cleared, it's perfectly acceptable to...
You know what? Talk about rude. I am so sorry about him.
Sorry.
We are doing an interview about etiquette, and you're over there hacking away. I'm so sorry. I have a bunch of coworkers who have agreed to see if they are ready for the holidays. Will you help them?
Absolutely.
All right, let's do it. First of all, thank you all for joining me and for being a part of this process. We could all just start by sitting down. I believe this. How did everyone do right there, Colleen? Tell me.
Put your napkin on your lap. That's the first thing you do when you sit down at a table.
Thank you. All right. You can see this was a very necessary lesson. Some people bring gifts to parties. Offer this, Leon, to her.
Colleen, I brought a bottle of one of my favorite wines. I hope this is something that you'd like.
Lovely.
So now that's a good gift. Jay, offer her this. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I thought it'd be nice if I brought a cheese blast in a can.
Not to be rude, it wouldn't be my first choice.
I'm so sorry, Colleen. They do stick. Okay, so how did everyone do at passing the thing around?
Most did well. However, we do practice portion control when visiting someone's home.
How would you indicate that you're done eating? Who did this properly and who didn't?
Sarah is the closest. Her utensils are together. So whenever your utensils are together, either up and down or across the plate, it's an indication that you're done.
Now, I was told that when you're finished, even the fork goes tines down.
That's if you're dining continental.
And I learned that from Downton Abbey.
Let's talk about proper dinner conversation. I'm going to give you each a line to say, and you'll tell them whether this would be appropriate dinner conversation. This first one's for Leon.
The last time we met, you were about to visit Spain. Why don't you tell me about your trip?
Was that a good?
Outstanding.
Okay, now let's go with Russ. You can read that.
Got a question for you. How does everyone plan to vote in the controversial election next year? Is that okay?
No.
I understand you're a new bride. Please tell me a bit about your wedding.
How was that?
Outstanding.
Okay, great. Jay, here you go.
So I've been working out a lot lately. Does anyone want to guess how much I can bench?
That's not good.
Let's all go around the table and discuss how much money everybody makes. Right?
How's
That'll
that
be
one?
fine.
Is that good? That's
They are not so good.
That's not good.
It's unfortunate that our mutual friend Matt Wins wasn't able to be here with us tonight. Would you all like to hear a salacious rumor I recently heard about him?
Shouldn't speak ill of him. He's not here to defend himself.
Did everyone do okay here today, though?
Yes.
Let's have a nice cheers with our empty glasses, everybody.
Delicious meal, Mike.
Thank you. To learning. Wow, what a stitch that was. Am I right? That was my first year here at WKYC, way back in 2019, just as we were unknowingly dangling on the precipice of a worldwide pandemic that would befall us in just a few short months. A pandemic that would force us to change how we approached a lot of things in our lives, including our cherished holiday celebrations. Consequently, when it came time for my WKYC family and I to gather for Thanksgiving once again in 2020, it required some creative accommodations. Last year, I helped some of my esteemed WKYC colleagues learn valuable etiquette lessons in preparation for Thanksgiving dinner.
Napkin on your lap. That's the first thing you do when you sit down at a table.
Thank you. Right? You can see this was a very necessary lesson. We obviously couldn't get together in person this year, but I wanted to keep the tradition alive, so I invited them all to a virtual Thanksgiving just to catch up. But first I did the really normal thing of creating perfect visual representations of all of my party guests so that it would feel like they were right there in the room with me. Well, welcome everybody. Thankfully, my final guest soon arrived and our party was complete. Oh, hello Leon. There's always one guest that shows up a little bit late and throws everything off for the host.
Leon Viv, he can do it every way.
I know we can.
I'd found some helpful online tips for hosting a successful Zoom gathering that I was anxious to share. The two words that should be avoided are the two P words this year, and that would be politics and pandemic. This is important. The mute button is your friend. We all have that family member who might take over the Zoom, and then it ruins it for everybody. Jay, why don't you tell us about the last time you played golf and how it went?
Tee shot on number 2 was really unfortunate.
Cool.
It got away from me.
Thank you, Jay. Very interesting story. It does recommend that people use a Zoom background.
I don't know how to do the backgrounds. I've never tried it. How do you do that?
I don't know either. Does anyone know a millennial? As requested, everyone had brought with them a special cyber dish to share with the group. Why don't we just go around real quick and say what your specialty dish for Thanksgiving is?
Tomato pudding, family recipe.
Mine is a sour cream pound cake.
That sounds good. Is that healthy?
Oh, it's very healthy and good for you, too.
I'm bringing the turkey. I love the turkey.
I'm gonna bring mac and cheese. I got a box ready and I got the powder. It's all good.
My wife will be preparing a sweet potato casserole.
It's a bit sexist.
It's actually out of necessity.
Go ahead and mute. No, that's understandable. So you're not much of a chef yourself.
The only time I go into the kitchen is to eat.
And I bought a pie from Mark's for $4. We just need to go around now once and everybody mention something that they're thankful for.
Thankful for health, being able to be here at this dinner and see all of you.
I love technology, and it has truly been a lifesaver throughout this whole pandemic.
I'm thankful for the ancestors who taught me good table manners.
And I've noticed that, and thank you for not having your elbows up on your desk while you're dining at Thanksgiving there.
I'm thankful for friends and family and Betsy Kling who've given me lots of good advice this year with the ILA.
I am thankful that we are closer to the end of this pandemic than the beginning.
From your lips to God's ears, I couldn't agree more, although we did kind of agree not to talk about it. Was one of two P words. I'm going to propose a toast. This was $3.99. Nice twist off. I'm grateful for each and every one of you as co-workers and friends, and I hope everybody has a very happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you.
Thanksgiving.
So, you guys play Yahtzee? This is Mike Polk doing the dishes alone tonight for 3 News. You guys want to watch me play Yahtzee? Now, this might be controversial, but I would contend that Thanksgiving, at its core, could actually be considered an even more American holiday than the 4th of July, largely because of its food-based focus. It's the perfect culmination of so many of our favorite American pastimes: overindulging ourselves gastronomically, sitting still for long periods of time, watching the Detroit Lions lose in unique fashion, Of course, the real point of the day is to focus on what we're grateful for, though I personally like to take some time to reflect upon how I plan to smite my enemies in the upcoming year, but that's just my own little tradition. Regardless, when it comes down to it, you simply can't separate the holiday from the food. And who the heck would want to? So many wonderful dishes. Buttery mashed potatoes, savory stuffing, warm pumpkin pie, and then of course, by contrast, there is another dish that tends to rear its ugly head this time of year. And I don't personally care for it.
Welcome everyone to Come On Ohio, a segment in which I try to encourage my home state to stop embarrassing me in various ways. For example, does this tempt you? If so, you're probably from Ohio. And also, gross. The website Zippia.com recently used Google Trends to establish the favorite Thanksgiving side dish of all 50 states, and as it turns out, the Buckeye State is goo-goo for the green bean casserole. Now, we can all have our own individual opinions about green bean casserole, a dish that, I'll remind everyone, is made by combining beans, milk, onions, and canned cream of mushroom soup, which sounds like a dish eaten out of desperation during the Great Depression by boxcar hobos after being warmed over a barrel fire. Some people like it. I myself don't care for it. No one in my family really does. But my mom still makes green bean casserole every year out of some odd sense of ritual. We don't want to make her feel bad, so we all make sure that she sees us put a little bit on our plates, then we move it around some, making sure it doesn't come into contact with the good food, and then we throw it away when we're done. It's a long-running, discreet Polk holiday tradition, and I'm sorry you had to find out about it this way, Mom. And with everything else, Peg, you knock it out of the park. Seriously, the way you brined the bird last year? I'm still a dead man. Look, I know some people like green bean casserole, and that's fine. But why does it have to represent our state? Why couldn't we have gone with some side dish that we can all agree on, like mashed potatoes? That was the favorite of these 10 very reasonable states. Or how about the very respectable mac and cheese? The favorite side dish of most of the eastern seaboard for some reason. Or stuffing. As you can see, New England is bananas about stuffing, and so are Alabama and Louisiana. But of course they have to call it dressing, just to make sure no one forgets how charming and southern they are. We see you guys. You do your own thing. Deepening the mystery, Ohio wasn't alone in choosing green bean casserole as their go-to Turkey Day side. States like Texas, Idaho, and Michigan all made the same regrettable devil's bargain. Hard to figure out what the common thread among those states would possibly be, but it is nice to know that moving forward, if anyone ever asks us to name something that Ohio, Michigan, Idaho, and Texas have in common, we'll finally have a definitive answer. As bad as green bean casserole is, we could have been like Arkansas, whose top Thanksgiving dish is, and I kid you not, white gravy, which of course begs the question, if gravy is a side dish, do we want to know what they put on it? Now I know this might seem trivial to you, but believe it or not, these silly state designations have a way of sticking around, and we've been burnt before. And if you doubt that, why don't you pour yourself a nice tall glass of Ohio's official beverage, tomato juice? I am dead serious. We have to be better than this. Come on, Ohio!
Still holds true. Last Thanksgiving liberated us from the shackles of social distancing. My WKYC brethren and I gathered once again to participate in some festive, in-person Thanksgiving shenanigans. This time we elected to engage in some holiday parlor games. As you will see, the competition was predictably ribald and spirited.
Friends and coworkers, thank you so much for being a part of this now annual tradition. This is our third year of talking through some Thanksgiving. I know you're new to this, Jason. Do you know what you're in for?
I don't, but you know, I figured just jump feet first.
Jay and Russ, you guys have both been a part of this both years. What have you taken from it in the past?
Well, I've had much better Thanksgivings.
Run now.
Okay. You know, sometimes you do get into some situations where everybody gets a little bit confrontational. Maybe you guys have had family experiences like that. Monica, anything?
No comment.
Okay, great. I feel like a lot of you are pulling your punches, and I understand your families might be watching. Things are gonna turn ugly. That's when you can turn to fun Thanksgiving family games.
Woo! Let's do it.
Yeah. Our first one is quite tedious. Everybody loves bingo, right? Everybody gets one. This is just like regular bingo in that it is quiet, it's boring. Are you guys gonna play a couple? Good for you.
My mom would
You guys are cheating down there. That's fine. Here we go. Now I'm the bingo thing. Imagine I have one of those big tumblers. Cupcake. Everyone cross off your cupcake. Pilgrim hat. Okay, next, pumpkin pie. This is 2 coffee cups or one, maybe it's sake or something. Does anyone see what this is?
Oh, bingo.
Oh, wow. How'd you manage that?
I feel you.
All right. That's how you win. You play multiple cards.
All right. Well, Stephanie taught us all how to cheat on Thanksgiving, so we appreciate that. Congratulations, Stephanie. You win the first prize, which is the VHS copy of Whoopi Goldberg's Sister Act 2, Back in the Habit. Okay, next game is win, lose, or draw Thanksgiving style. I believe, Jason, you said that you can draw? Come on over. How many you can get in 1 minute? And go. Pilgrim, go. Next one.
Turkey.
But.
Turkey leg.
There you go. Next one. You got this, Jay.
Pumpkin pie.
Whoa! Time. Do you see how we are not right now arguing over whether baker's the answer?
Right.
See? This is a nice distraction. 1 minute starting now.
Family.
Yes, 1.
America.
There you go, 2.
Potato. Baked potato.
Time. You guys can share this one. This is The Beautician and the Beast on VHS. This is the one we're pretty excited about, and this one's called Turkey Bowling. And whoever comes out on top will get this. It's a commemorative nut holder. First contestant, Jason. Here we go, everybody. Let's go, Jason. Come on, buddy.
Let's go, man. 10 pins.
Best roll wins. Here it goes.
Gutter pumpkin.
Don't forget what a great drawer he was, everyone. Here we go, Stephanie.
Right,
Come on,
you got it,
Stephanie. Here
go.
it comes. Oh!
9.
9. Only one way to beat that.
Let's go, Jay.
There it is. Oh! Gotta beat perfect.
I saw some smoke coming off of there.
Number 4. Here we go.
The shoes are off.
Oh!
And.
Oh!
Last one. Here we go, Russ. Come on, Russ. Here it comes. Ooh, good. Oh my gosh! All right, credit where credit's due, Jay. Congratulations. He did a great job at Turkey Bowling. Great job, everybody. Thank you guys again for being a part of this Thanksgiving education seminar, and happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving, guys. Woo!
Well, as you can see, we are like one big family. Although in candor, they do remain reluctant to share their personal phone numbers with me. But I think I'm starting to win them over. Now, before I show you this year's WKYC Thanksgiving gathering, we are obliged to take a brief moment to share with you this very important Thanksgiving public service announcement that I made for YouTube about 10 or 15 years ago.
Inappropriate uses for an uncooked turkey. Inappropriate uses for an uncooked turkey. Football, shower gift, bathroom rug, babysitter. Inappropriate uses for an uncooked turkey. Inappropriate uses for an uncooked turkey. Weatherman, sports trophy, Jonas Brother, stop sign. Inappropriate uses for an uncooked turkey. Inappropriate uses for an uncooked turkey. Wig model, Mexico, alternator, cooked turkey. Inappropriate uses for an uncooked turkey.
Well, we finally made it, folks. It's time to take a look at this year's WKYC Thanksgiving gathering. My colleagues and I are all dear friends, of course, but we are, above all else, dedicated journalists with a passion for knowledge. I decided to test that knowledge this year with some good-natured Thanksgiving trivia. Unsurprisingly, they did not let me down. Welcome everybody to this great tradition that we have going now. Believe it or not, this is our 4th year. I'm seeing some new faces, that's exciting. I'm seeing some people who have been here before. I'm thrilled to have all of you at our WKYC Family Thanksgiving, so welcome. Let's actually pour around the bubbly. We should have done this before. Jay, would you mind? Sure. Thank you. And then we also have Sprite for anyone who doesn't wish to partake in Mark's level champagne. Yeah! So if this is your first time here, we meet once every Thanksgiving and just get together. You know what? This will be easier if we just do it with a montage. Let's all look at a montage.
Okay.
I'm so sorry, Colin.
The mute button is your friend. Jay, why don't you tell us about the last time you played golf and how it went?
He shot on number 2 was really unfortunate.
Cool.
He got away from it.
Number 4, here we go.
The shoes are off.
Oh!
And...
All right, so you get the idea. So this year I thought we would try and engage in a little bit of light Thanksgiving trivia. How does that sound, right?
Beautiful.
So these are just questions about Thanksgiving. Say we've just relaxed, we've just had our dinner, we all want to unwind a little bit, spend a little more time with the family. Then you can engage in some light parlor games such as this. It's these 3 and these 3. We're gonna have our late arriving guest and he'll probably help me co-host. You guys are competing for this silver pilgrim. While I was spray painting it, it did have a bit of an accident. I had to glue her neck back on. But that's the kind of stalwart nature those pilgrims showed. Trivia question number 1. How long was the first Thanksgiving celebration? 2 days, 3 days, or 4 days?
B. Yeah.
We're gonna go with B? 3 days is correct. Congratulations.
I went with what you said. I was
One.
like,
Your next question, 1-0. Which president made Thanksgiving a national holiday?
Our 16th president of the United States, Abraham Lincoln.
Wow, you even put in some nerd bonus points.
Which I do think we should get a bonus point.
You don't, but that's
No,
really
you don't.
impressive.
We don't.
That still is really impressive. Which president was the first to pardon a turkey? Dwight D. Eisenhower, John F. Kennedy, or Richard Nixon?
we're gonna go with Kennedy.
Kennedy is correct. Barn burner going on here. And I think we have a special late arriving guest. Mr. Bibb, please. Please come in, sir.
I'm bearing no gifts.
Your presence is gift enough. All right, your question. Here we go. In this backwards country, Thanksgiving is celebrated on the second Monday of October. Just a reminder, you're playing for this broken toy. Really doesn't matter at all.
Canada.
Canada is correct.
Oh, well done.
When was green bean casserole first introduced to Thanksgiving dinners? A, 1895, B, 1935, or C, 1955? Green bean casserole, that being the most repugnant of all Thanksgiving side dishes.
We're gonna go with 1955.
1955 is correct. We are still riding pretty, you guys. Okay, 2021 survey of U.S. consumers. What is America's favorite Thanksgiving side dish?
Stuffing it is.
Stuffing.
Stuffing is correct. Now, tiebreaker question, and the question goes to you guys. I need to know whether or not this is a male or female turkey. Would you like to hear it again?
We're gonna go with
Male is correct. You guys win the Silver Pilgrim. Congratulations. Only male turkeys gobble. Well, thank you for being a part of this tradition once again. Thank you, you guys.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, you guys. Well, there you have it, folks. Sincere thanks to all of my coworkers for indulging me in my nonsense and being good sports in general over the years. And thanks so much to you for watching, you beautiful weirdos. Happy Thanksgiving to you and yours. Now enjoy some more Thanksgiving stock footage set to incongruent music as we conclude our show. Goodbye. Yeah, it doesn't match at all.
Just brought a new